Welcome to the 2019 Grassroots Trust New Zealand Cycle Classic. Riding the roads of the Waikato for the first time in the race's 32-year history, this UCI 2.2 event has attracted a strong field, 120 riders and 71 internationals racing over 700 kilometres and 5 stages. Alex, stage one of the tour, 132 kilometres, a lot of nervous riders.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of nervous riders out there. It's going to be a deceivingly hard day. There's a little bit of wind around. I think everyone's looking forward to it though.
Morgan, a big welcome to New Zealand for the Evo Pro Racing team. Day one of a tour, always a nervous time?
Always, yeah. We're kind of after coming off a good win in the gravel and tar down in Palmerstown North, so confidence is high. But at the same time, we know we're up for a good fight here today, but we're excited.
So the riders, have they had a chance to look at the course today?
Yeah, we studied it last night. We studied the wind direction, but it seems to keep changing in New Zealand every 5 minutes. So, it's quite a difficult race to call. But yeah, we've had a good look at it. They've been out training over the last couple of days, and it looks like a great course. It's going to be a great race.
It's a little bit different this year, our plan. We've actually got a very strong GC contender in the overall for overall classification in Jesse Featonby. So we've got a young team here to support him, but we've got also Clinton Edwards, who you'll remember from last year, who was our captain on the road when Nick Reddish defended the yellow jersey successfully for 3 days. So yeah, we're really looking forward to this tour, especially in the new location up here in Cambridge.
Waipa, home of champions. Waipa prides itself as one of the most competitive parts of New Zealand. Our district has a proud tradition of rising and nurturing world-class sports people across a range of disciplines, including road, track, and BMX cycling, rowing, equestrian, canoeing and triathlon. Given our success at World Championships, the Olympic Games and at other levels, Waipa really is the home of champions. Stage one of the New Zealand Cycle Classic, the Lost Lake Loop, 132 kilometres, Kaipaki, Rotorangi, back into Leamington. It's going to be a tough day. Nothing too testing on the course in terms of big climbs, but the wind might play a key part. The riders leave St Peter's School in Cambridge, where many of the teams are staying and enjoying the hospitality of St Peter's. Neutralised through Cambridge, down Victoria Street, people enjoying their morning coffee, watching the Grassroots Trust New Zealand Cycle Classic head out of town. Under the neutralised section, George Sandoval, the race director, in the lead car. Joanne Fuller, pretty keen to get things underway, just getting dragged along by the car for a little bit, but he will be back in the bunch before you know it, as Logan Griffin from the GD Pringle Spoken Cycles team, one of the only local team in the race, and great to have a Cambridge-based team taking part in this UCI 2.2 tour. As always in these sorts of events, plenty of action right from the get-go. Alex Heaney on the front, stringing out the peloton. The wind will play a key part today, but so will the twists and turns of the circuit. 2 laps. You never want to get too far back, because you can go around a corner and the crosswind can hit and you'll be in the gutter, hanging on for dear life. When you see them bunched up like that, you know it's not a leisurely pace. But when you see it like that, strung out, you know the pace is on. As the peloton try to get back up to this little group that snuck off the front, as they'll be coming up towards the first BNZ Sprint Ace points of the day. Stefan Bessinger comes across the line for the Swiss national team. Don Buchanan, Rushy Buchanan's dad, looks on, writes down the numbers. One of the judges on the tour. The peloton spread out, but it'll regroup after that sprint. 1 or 2 riders felt the effects of the lead into the sprint, making their way back up to join the rest of the peloton. Jordan Kirby, New Zealand national team, Regan Goff, members of the New Zealand team that almost broke the world record during the UCI World Cup at the Advantage Rome. Just missed out on that team's pursuit record by 0.3 of a second and winning the gold medal. Now it's hurting a little bit. You can see the wind coming across from the right, the riders right to left, pushing them to the side of the road. Two riders managed to sneak off the front. Matthew Zenovich rides for the St. George cycling team. With him is Liam McGuinness from Drapac Cannondale Holistic Development Team. Drapac, great to have them back on the tour. They had team members win this tour in the past. And who will add their name to the illustrious list of winners over the 32 years? Join the likes of Robbie McEwen, Julian Dean, Chris Jenner, George Bennet, Jay McCarthy. Have gone on to bigger things in cycling. Hayden Ralston, another past winner. But 700 kilometres, 5 stages before we all know that. As they race around the roads of the Waipawa region, Aaron Gate has come across, joined the break. Now he's a good man to have in the break. Another gold medalist from the UCI World Cup at the Avanti Drome, where he won the Madison with Campbell Stewart. So 3 sneaking off the front, and 3 very strong riders. Gate, Zenovich, McGuinness. Matthew Zenovich from Southland. There's not many continents he hasn't won bike races on. Very strong rider, very aggressive rider. I wonder what their game plan is, just to set something up for their teammates, or try and make this a stage and race winning move. At 55 seconds, that's the time split. The peloton won't be too nervous just yet. 55, it's certainly catchable. Riders can get across a gap like that, but once it gets out over 2 minutes, things become a little bit harder. In a long straight road like that, they have you in the sights. There's Alex Heaney from the GD Pringle Builders Spoken Cycle team. Waipawa, the home of champions, on his shorts, and champion rider. There's Alex, wins a lot of races in the area, but it's 3 against 1. And the gap's out over a minute and a half, so he's got a lot of work to do. It's almost an impossible task to get across on your own. He's going to try his head down. Liam McGuinness looking comfortable, as is Aaron Gate. Zenovich on the back, just having a little bit of a breather. Alex Heaney knows these roads like the back of his hand, but when you're chasing a group like we've got out front, it's not any easier, but he has been joined. He's got a little bit of company. Joanne Fuller from the MS Communications team. MCS Communications, they keep the race convoy, traffic management, all in contact, so everyone knows where every rider is on the road throughout the stage. The riders have the luxury of riding in a rolling road closure, so there's a lead vehicle, tail end vehicle in that little bubble. The road is closed for the riders to use all the road if required. The traffic management team here in Cambridge doing a fantastic job. Aaron Gates sits comfortably in the middle. Are starting to chase. New Zealand national team have someone on the front. They come past Windsor Park Stud. It's the other thing the region is famous for, the horse racing. Home of Sir Patrick Hogan. Heaney still on the front, trying to get across to that. Joanne just sitting up on the tops of the bars. Drops down, goes across. They haven't been able to make any headway. They're still holding a gap, 2.5 minutes to the front. Then another 2 back to the peloton. The elastic is stretching. The front 3 riders are looking good at the moment, but the peloton has some firepower to close that down quickly. So these 2 stuck in no man's land in the middle. And there they go, coming back to the peloton. They tried, but the gap was just too big. Joe Cooper leads Team Bridge Lane up the hill. Joe, another former tour winner, has also won the King of the Mountains, New Zealand time trial road race champion. Zenovic, great pedaling style. Aaron Gate pulls the gel out of the pocket. Something to eat, something to drink. So important, 132 kilometres, warm conditions. Mid-20s today. Liam McGuinness. Of course, with the bike, with the disc brakes that we're seeing more and more. Aaron Gate is a more traditional wheel and brake set, as does Zenovic, and we'll see throughout the week different variety of equipment. Aaron Gate, the deep dish carbon wheels on, nice and light. Matthew has the same. Carbon fibre bikes. There's the Cannondale with those disc brakes. They won't be using the brakes at the moment. Head down, tailwind, look at the sprocket. Big sprocket at the front, getting the little sprocket at the back, the big gears, turning them over. Approaching in this cross tailwind to 60 kilometres an hour. They come down past the blueberries. No time to stop. The peat area of the region. Perfect for growing blueberries around the Lost Lake Loop. Still, teams aren't really committing. A lot of riders to the front, and the gap is continuing to grow. Blueberry pickers, pick your own today, so good to see a lot of people out there getting their own blueberries. Beautiful day to be picking blueberries. They're the riders that you'll see come back up through the cars. Sometimes they've gone back to get water bottles for their teammates. Still 3 in front. Working well. They don't look like slowing down. It's still bridge lane, but they're not getting a lot of support. There goes Alex Heaney, still working hard on the front for his team. The New Zealand national team have now put 2 riders onto the front of the group to try and pick the pace up in the peloton. The stage could be slipping away from them. A glimpse of the long hair of Shane Archibald in the peloton. Archibald, great to have him back in New Zealand, racing the New Zealand Cycle Classic. We'll see plenty of him through the week. The flying mallet. Still, Team Bridge Lane. They do have Hayden McCormick, the defending champion in the team. Joe Cooper. He'll be doing a lot of work. He loves these sorts of conditions. He'd rather be up the road. Michael Vink, another past winner. Michael Torkler, who rides for the GD Pringle Spoken Cycles team, won the race in 2010. A lot of riding to come. 700 kilometres, 5 stages. All the riders were saying before the start, you won't lose the Tour today. We won't win it, but you could certainly lose it. Well, these guys aren't thinking about losing the Tour. They're wanting to win and put a big gap between them and the peloton. Liam McGuinness. Dairy cows, enjoy the view as the peloton comes down the hill, spread out, so the pace is picking up. The wind blowing from there right to left. That's Michael Torkler going through, the rider sitting in behind him. Michael Vink, he's got a teammate up the road. Then Ben Hamilton. So Vink, he'll just be happy to sit on the wheel of Michael Torkler. He might roll through, but he won't contribute a whole lot to the chase when his teammate is doing a outstanding ride up front. Matthew Zenovic crouched down low over the brake hoods. Still got that nice smooth rhythm. Aaron Gate, just a slightly higher cadence. Of course, just come off the track. He's used to that high pedaling action. Rolls through. Liam McGuinness looks like he's dropped off the leading 2 riders. Been a brave ride by Liam McGuinness. So now, what will Drapac do? Oh no, he's yes, still only 2 riders. So McGuinness is gone. So that'll give the peloton a little bit of encouragement. The front group down to 2. Gate looking strong on the front, down on the drops. Heading towards Leamington, the Peloton. A little bit of urgency. Still a fairly big group though, most of the field intact. The pace being poured on, but they're not really getting anything cohesive going. They're running in back in towards town. The wind's been a factor. Matthew Zenovich though hasn't let the wind bother him today. Aaron Gate still with him.
Yeah, drift across like that. Very good.
Working hard together. They've got a good sized gap, still over a minute and a half on the chasing group.
I just let them go by.
It's coming down slightly as they head towards town. There's Aaron Gate comes in. He's too strong in the sprint finish for Matthew Zenovich. Aaron Gate, he's going to take the stage for the Evo Pro cycling team. Opens his account at the Grassroots Trust New Zealand Cycle Classic. Great ride by Zenovich for second. We'll turn our attention to the Peloton. The big sprint finish. Wouter Whippet gets up on the outside to make it 1 and 3 for Evo Pro today.
1 and 3, I think, for them.
They'll certainly be happy with that.
The three of us were all working pretty well today until we lost Liam McGuinness around the back of the circuit, and then Zeno kept giving me turns right until the end. And I was calling he was going to go in the break right from the start, and I think he was in every single move, and then I just managed to sneak across the two of them, and we extended the lead and had to really work hard in the wind today to hold on, but absolutely stoked to get the stage win with the new team for the first race of the season.
Yeah, we're pretty happy. I think Gatey just gave me too much credit at the end. He did most of the work at the end there. I gave him as much as I could, but I knew my cards were done at the end there. So, but we're stoked. Yeah.
How does this set up the team now? You got Michael Vink in the team. They would have had a pretty comfortable day in the bunch.
Yeah, well, the plan was to kind of have a bunchy for Kennett, but I tried to sit on as much as I could, but I got abused a little bit, and then I said, "Sorry, boys, sorry." But look, it all worked out in the end. We got a second place, we got a podium, so we're all happy, and there's a long week ahead.
Well, I guess you can't really get a better start than that. But hopefully it continues. I guess my teammates might be cursing me tonight for making it hard for everyone for the rest of the week. But we've got a strong team here, so we'll see what we can do. It's also a strong field with plenty of guys from all around the world who probably want to take this jersey off my shoulders. So it's not going to be an easy race now, but we'll see how we go.
So with that sort of time gap, the team will definitely be motivated to defend the jersey?
Yeah, for sure, and I've ridden the Nangakawa Hill a few times, so I know that it's going to be quite formidable come Saturday, so if we've still got it by then, that's definitely going to be a bit of a leg buster at that stage, but yeah, we'll give it a good crack, and hopefully our good fortune will continue.
Well, Aaron Gate, he's won the stage. He has a 5-second advantage over Matthew Zenovich from the St George Continental Cycling team. His teammate Wouter Whippet is back there in third, 1 minute 10 behind. Can Aaron Gate hang on to that Tour Leaders yellow jersey for 5 days? They'll be lining up behind him. There'll be plenty of attacks, plenty to come in the Grassroots Trust New Zealand Cycle Classic. New Zealand Ride Cycling Festival is a world-class week-long festival of cycling for all ages and stages. For a list of all things happening each day, check out the event schedule at ridewaikato.co.nz.